the story new Smash character tomorrow, I won't drag this out and talk to you guys about characters that I want to see for too long, okay? You know? I mean, I'll tell you straight up now, since I just mentioned it, I'll just tell you, okay? I want Steve from Minecraft.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's high and out the pit. Did you know that when it's
Oh my god! Oh yeah!
It's not gonna be Steve. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Oh my no fucking way! Oh my god! Kevin! This fucking Kevin! This is not real! This is not real! This isn't real! This isn't real! This isn't real!
Steve should be banned. I know some of you are going to 100% disagree with me no matter what I say, but at the very least hear me out before you decide to jump to conclusions and think that I'm deciding this solely because I hate the character or something.
Now, I think Steve is broken. And what I mean by that is that I think that he's in a completely different league than anyone else. Like, if you're not choosing Minecraft Steve in a tournament bracket, you don't want to win badly enough.
I have like two very specific thought processes with like Steve ban tournaments. I think it's dumb. Not everyone and all the top players are going to be there. And can you really consider yourself like one of the best players in the world if you don't beat all the really good players? You know what I mean?
About 2.5 months ago, my local Smash Ultimate community in Northeast Ohio banned Steve from practically all local and regional tournaments. In the context of competitive games, degeneracy can be defined as something that is void of the skills traditionally required to succeed at the game.
One of the arguments I know people are going to make is that Steve's results aren't nearly as dominant as Midnight's was in Brawl. And my explanation to this is that's true, and I don't think it will ever be that way for two reasons. The first one is that Steve was not part of the base game roster. I think if he was, people would more immediately know how overpowered he was, and the vast majority of players would be using him as a main or secondary similar to Meta Knight.
Whose opinion would you value more? Or the player who doesn't want to play against Steve so that he can be ranked higher?
This guy's gotta go.
The reason I had such a drastic reaction to the community's decision is because I believe this ban to have no legitimate logical backing behind it. My motives for writing this come not from a place of disdain for the players and TOs who support this movement, but from a place of love for the gaming community I poured half a decade of my life and uncountable amount of effort into.
Builds walls on the stage, and then starts comboing you to death against the wall. That is literally only possible with this Bob the Builder ass character.
Have you seen what the Steve players do with a tech? It's second nature now. It's just so, like, the argument that it's too difficult doesn't apply to these kids, dude. They come home from middle school, paint still on their fingers, they turn on their Switch, and they land the combo. And they do that every single day. They have more time than we do. Didi, talk to him, you're like 13 years old.
You're likely going to have to end the game, save the match, and then rewatch that match to see if it actually happened. It's just going to take up so much time, and then there's going to be the whole argument of what happens if someone actually does this technique. Do they just lose the stock, lose the game, the set? And what about if the person who accused the player of doing it is wrong? Do they get penalized? And if not, do you just restart the match or something like nothing happened? Because if so, that is a huge exploit that people can use against Steve.
This eventually came to a head when Onin famously annihilated MKLeo at Super Smash Con 2022, as well as Aquila completely dominating the Smash scene in Japan, and several top players like Yanni, D-Dog, Didi, Jake, and the aforementioned Onin rising to prominence overnight in the West. The discovery of a tech known as Phantom MLG or PMLG in early 2023 exacerbated the community's already low opinion towards the character. A technique that, when executed, fully cancels any and all hit stun inflicted on the character, subsequently negating the knockback of an attack, therefore allowing Steve to essentially escape any combo or death itself at his discretion, becoming the straw that broke the camel's back, as usage of this technique quite literally broke the rules of the game to an extent even greater than what Steve was already bending.
a little bit less hate. Also, I don't compete as much, so.
They gotta stop sending the Steve player kids death threats though. Like, damn. Like, you know, adults can handle death threats, but when you're a teenager, death threats are, you know, they're bad.
Let's discuss the issue at hand. Where does Steve fall on the tiers of bannability? Is he a big enough flaw in the game design that he needs to be mitigated? And if so, are there any steps that can be taken to do so other than ban? Akala, Onin, DD, and D-Dog all only started competing offline after picking up Steve.
If you're a Cola and you don't go to the tournaments that have Steve banned, it actively hurts your ranking. Sounds perfect.
All right. Now I hate to say it, it kind of looks like Tweak is done.
Just over it, man. I'm gonna be honest. We've been talking about banning Steve for like, it has to be like 2 years. Either just do it or don't. Like we're just talking. Yeah, maybe we should ban him. A lot of people are quitting. Man, more and more people are quitting.
Yeah.
Dang it, man. My whole scene's dying.
Yeah, like I've called every single one. Every single character I said I don't want in has ended up being unhealthy for the game.
Off a down throw, you can do a reverse up tilt to look at this.
Last stop.
Boom, 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 boom. Is it gonna kill?
No, this could be Kyle's last tournament stock, but no, it is not. Because Anvil, good chat.
The people who want Steve banned are bullies or babies. The bullies are more so like, we're gonna ban Steve and we don't care what the Steve stands.
What do I see? But Steve popping out of multi-hits. Big hits, small hits, everything. Across the board, a bunch of different characters. Even Palutena, and that's like half her moveset. She needs to hit like 8 of those in a row.
How do y'all look at this and get satisfaction? How do you look at this and get excited? How do you go, yes! By golly, I got Steve! And you know he's not going to be fun to fight against. As if we already don't have enough cancerous zoning fuck!